Is it just me, or does it feel like everybody's saying the exact same thing right now? YouTube's on easy mode. The algorithm changed. Small creators are finally getting their shot. And look, I understand why people want to believe that. But here's what the data actually shows. 99% of the people that are following that advice are failing. And I'm about to show you exactly why. Because three things are happening right now that nobody's connecting. And once you see them, you can't unsee them. Everything changes. Here's what the data actually shows. Nearly half the creators say that it's harder than ever before to succeed right now. 4 out of 10, in fact, say that they're burnt out and they want to quit. Bank of America recently released something that confirms all of these suspicions. The average creator's monthly income without brand deals is less than 20% of what a regular full-time employee makes. Less than 20%. The creator economy looks bigger than ever before, but individual creators, they're making less. But wait, Adam, isn't the creator economy supposed to be booming? Aren't there more tools than ever before? Isn't AI making it easier for creators? Aren't there more secrets being revealed? Yeah, that's exactly the problem. Let me show you the first reason why, because this is where most creators are getting completely lied to. So when somebody on YouTube says, YouTube's on easy mode, they're half right, because it is easier than ever before to upload a video. Not easy to make money, pay rent, pay your bills with, right? Here's what actually is happening. I want you to imagine two neighbors for this example. Both moved over to YouTube about 5 years ago, and they both hit, let's say, 50,000 subscribers around the same time. Both were making around $5,000 a month, right? Neighbor one, they kept doing what got them there. Better thumbnails though, maybe faster uploads, chasing trends, more of the same, right? Neighbor two did things differently. They took half their audience and moved them to an email list. They built a small course. They started a community. Fast forward to today, neighbor one, still at 50,000 subscribers, but they're making like $2,000 a month because CPMs dropped, working twice as hard for half the money. Now, neighbor two has the same subscriber count, but now they're making $20,000 a month because they stopped renting attention and started owning an actual business. Same starting point, different ending, and the gap is getting wider every single month. Let me show you why. So 3 things broke what I call the creator middle class. Number 1, millions more people moved in. Everyone has a camera. Everyone watches the same tutorials, same thumbnails, same tricks, same everything. Now, number 2, the money got weird. YouTube Shorts pay about 1 to 7 cents per 1,000 views. Long form pays $1 to $20 per 1,000 views. That means you need millions of shorts just to make $100. Now, number 3 is ad revenue became shaky. It's definitely a roller coaster because like in December, you might have a $6 or $7 CPM standing for cost per milli being 1,000 in Greek, how much money you're making per 1,000 views for those of you getting up to speed with me. December is usually a really good month for us creators because all these advertisers are fighting for ad space because of the holidays. It gets super competitive, super expensive for them. We make more money. But then January drops like a stone. We might go down to $1 or $2 per 1,000 views. Your income can literally drop 70% overnight. Now, let's imagine neighbor one is working harder than ever. They're making less than ever, and they don't understand why. Now, you might be wondering, what about those faceless channels, Adam? Or why aren't you talking about short strategies? Let's talk about that, because what I'm about to share with you is going to make some people uncomfortable. Now tell me if these sound familiar. Make $10,000 with a faceless channel. Outsource everything, work 2 hours a week, and live a 7-figure lifestyle. Here's the number that they're not going to show you in those videos. 99%. That's the failure rate of faceless YouTube channels. Let that sink in. I did another video on my channel recently about that as well. Now look, I'm not here to trash talk people. Some of them genuinely know how to build successful channels. But here's where it gets interesting. So one faceless creator who has a successful channel shared recently that it took 20 videos and $800 out of pocket before they saw their first dollar from YouTube, going from zero to monetized essentially. And it took several months after that just to break even. But here's the question that nobody's asking. If someone has a secret system to making $50,000 a month with a faceless channel, why are they spending any time at all making courses about it? Why aren't they just making more faceless channels? Look at what they're really selling. 10x your subscribers. Go viral on shorts. Algorithm secrets. You know anything missing here? How to make actual impact and actual money. So they're teaching you how to get views, but not how to actually get paid or build a business around it. And I get it. Views feel like progress. Big numbers feel really, really good. But here's what 77% of creators are quietly terrified about. They're completely dependent on a platform that they don't control. Because here's the thing. There's a third group of creators who figured something out that changes everything. And once you see what they're doing differently, you can't unsee it. Remember neighbor two? The one making 20 grand instead of 2? Well, here's what they figured out. YouTube is not a job. It's a distribution channel for your business. Let me show you how to think about this. Right now, most creators are like street performers. They're playing a guitar on a street corner somewhere, hoping people throw money in a case. Some days there's a crowd. Some days there's nobody there. The only time you get paid is when you're performing. And the second you stop, that money stops. But the smart creators, they're not street performers. They're concert promoters, right? They use that same corner performance to sell tickets to a real show. And the real show is where the money is at, guys. Look at Ali Abdaal, for example. He doesn't just make productivity videos. He sells courses, has a book, has a community, builds products. Look at Alex Hormozi, $105 million over the course of a weekend, uses YouTube to find business partners, clients, and traffic. Myron Golden, who is a mentor of mine, his videos lead to high-ticket coaching. Not only that, but brand loyalty. The video is your street performance, but there's a concert hall right behind it. Here's the crazy part. The top 10% of creators on platforms like Uscreen earned $171 million last year, not from the street performance, but from the concert tickets, from memberships and courses and communities and products that they own. So ask yourself right now, are you the street performer or are you the concert promoter? Because here's the brutal truth about the collapse of the creator middle class. They thought the street performance was the business, and it's not. It never was. Let me show you exactly what's happening right now. The top 1% of YouTubers, Mr. Beast, Marquez Brownlee, Ryan Trahan, and so forth, they're not creators anymore. They're actual media companies. They're untouchable. And the bottom, we're talking about millions of people that are testing and learning and hoping and wishing and inconsistent hobbyists at best. And in the middle, the creator middle class, the 10,000 to 200,000 subscriber range, it's splitting into two parts. One side being the ones that are building those concert halls with the products and communities and offers that they control. We call those guys promoters. And on the other side, the people that are still performing on the street corner, still hoping for bigger crowds, still dependent on the tips, we call those the performers. The performers aren't failing because they're bad creators. I want to put that out there. They're failing because they're playing a game that doesn't work anymore. Now, let me share with you the 3 reasons why. But before we get into that, I wanted to mention that I built this ultimate YouTube growth guide that's absolutely free for you guys, and I'll have a link in the description box below. It's a big old PDF. It's going to help and be a perfect companion to these videos. So if you haven't yet, click, download, and enjoy. Number 1, they don't own anything. 77% of creators worry about the platform dependency. 70% say that an algorithm change could wreck their lives. Think about that for a second. You're performing on a street corner that you do not own. Now, number 2, everyone looks the same. Same titles, same thumbnails, same type of editing. When everybody learned how to do the same performance, nobody stands out anymore. Isn't it crazy? And number 3, they depend on one income source that's unstable as hell. Your December crowd might be 70% bigger than January just because of the season. So the performers keep showing up early, performing longer, getting louder, burning out faster, but the tip, flat or dropping. And they don't know why. Meanwhile, neighbor number 2, the promoter, they're selling tickets to the next month's show while they're sleeping. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. You might be thinking that this sounds complicated. You might be a little bit burnt out from my explanation of the 2 neighbors, but it's not. In fact, it's simpler than what you're probably doing right now, because right now you're trying to solve 100 problems. Now, here are 4 things that you can do this week that'll separate the winners from everybody else. Number 1 is picking your people. Stop making videos for everybody. Pick one person that you want to help, one person that you want to entertain, one person that you want to provide an experience to. If you're into fitness, you wouldn't make a video like people into fitness. I'm talking more like busy parents who only have 20 minutes to work out. Specificity in this realm wins every single time. Now, number 2 is build something to sell. It doesn't have to be fancy. It could be a course, it could be a community, one-on-one coaching, or even a free newsletter. Give it away to people to get deeper with you, right? You build that audience, you build that trust, you build that authority, and you build that community. Now, number 3 is make every video lead somewhere. That might be a lead magnet, that might be another video. Every video has a job, and it's not just to get views, but to move people towards something that you own. A lot of times I point you guys to another one of my videos. I want the session time to increase so that the trust grows. We can get to know each other through these videos, and it tells YouTube this person is intrigued, so much so that they watched another video from Adam. So we're going to show more videos because there's quality there. Your budgeting video, for example, might mention your budgeting course. It's that simple. Now, number 4 is own your audience. Like I mentioned, get their emails, build a Discord, anything that doesn't live on YouTube's servers, because YouTube can change tomorrow, as a lot of us have experienced in the past. But if you have 5,000 emails, for example, you can always reach your people. I've built a list of over 50,000 people over the years from YouTube that I could reach out to like right after I get done shooting this video. There's power in the list, and there's a safeguard in place when you have it. This is the difference between a content creator and a creator CEO. A content creator makes videos and posts them up and just hopes. A creator CEO builds a business and then uses videos to grow that business. And here's what nobody's talking about, guys. YouTube isn't dying. It's growing up. The creator economy is projected to double to $500 billion by 2027. And here's why that matters to you. Most creators are still chasing views. They're copying what worked last year. They're still depending on the platforms that they don't control, including Instagram and the TikToks, which means if you start building now, you're not too late. You're actually early. The middle class didn't collapse, but it split. Half stayed stuck in the old ways. The other half is leveling up. Right now, this second, the split is happening. Half are going to burn out chasing an algorithm that they can't control, and the other half will build businesses on foundations that they own. Remember those 2 neighbors that I told you about earlier in the video? Both started the same way. One kept chasing the views. One started building assets. The first neighbor is still making videos about easy mode. The second neighbor is the one that they're interviewing about how they did it. Guys, you already have everything you need to make the switch. You just have to decide on which neighbor you want to be. If you haven't yet, watch this video to get into momentum, build that channel, and be the neighbor that's going to build a legacy. If you haven't yet, click that little subscribe button to join the channel family here. Let me know which neighbor you're going to be in the comments below. And until next time, I appreciate you watching.